evening, and welcome to Western International Broadcasting. I am Ekel Brink-Lyovich, bringing forth great news for believers in the American Revolutionary War. Given information from an American spy, John Honeyman, George Washington has made his decision to attack the Hessian troops on December 26th, the day after Christmas. Being the day after Christmas, the Germans seem to have no chance of readying up before the attack, especially considering the Germans have a special affinity for Christmas. The entire Christmas day on Washington's camp was spent preparing for the attack rather than celebrating festivities. At 4 p.m. Christmas Day, George Washington began his motion, leaving with 2,500 troops across the Delaware River, a river that is in no condition to cross. The winter had made the river icy and hazardous, and two other generals, Cadwallader and Ewing, meant to block the enemy's retreat and attack another nearby garrison due to conditions aboard the mission. Washington's men, already exhausted from crossing the Delaware, two of them even freezing to death, began their 10-mile march at 4 a.m. towards Trenton. After 4 hours of frostbitten footmen fighting for fealty, for fraternity, for newfound fatherland, they finally spotted at 8 a.m. the Hessian hirelings' hoity-toity command post. And, wait a minute, we're getting a call in. Yes, the Warther Man is here to give us the latest update on the situation. I'm Hal Mendelson, and I'm here giving you your new Warther forecast for December 26, 1776. We've got a garrison of Hessians over here in the middle of the map. Their minds are moderately to severely cloudy due to last night's Christmas celebration. As you can see, a large cell of patriots have come from the west and spread out, making them a moderate to light threat. But due to the unstable atmosphere, there's a high chance of that threat increasing. As you can see, the Hessians are being taken over by Washington's army, and many of them being taken prisoner. And Colonel Johann Rall has been shot and killed. The cell of patriots has lost very little volume and reformulated into a supercell. It seems like a southward wind of British threat is leading them to cross back over the Delaware River. Wow, Hal. Great job as always. That's right. We're getting word right now Washington's army has crossed the Delaware again back to Pennsylvania due to a lack of troops to steadily hold up against an attempted British conquest. The soldiers, finally reaching success after so many recent losses, seem to have risen in spirit and somehow seem to ignore the fact that they just committed what I think should be called a war crime. I mean, let's think about this for a second. They just attacked Germans with no warning on the day after Christmas. There aren't really any laws for it, but this definitely is no honorable move in my book. Sure, bottom line, Washington's soldiers were all about to end their terms, and they needed a victory or else they would have quit the war altogether and let the lobsterbacks take over. However, ethics doesn't have a bottom line unless there's some sort of caustic, utilitarian... All right, welcome back to 1776 Interviews. I'm here with my co-host, Zark Muckerberg. Welcome, Zark.
Howdy.
Are you familiar with the topic?
Yep.
What do you think about George Washington crossing the Delaware?
Kind of seemed to me like he's just vibing, man. Like, you can't really blame the guy. Like, if you were out there, it's Christmas, kind of felt like the move.
Are you familiar with the fact that the Hessian force was celebrating Christmas the day before?
I mean, yeah, that happens.
Don't you think he might have been messing with their vibes?
Yeah, it is kind of a whack vibe. Day after Christmas, you know?
Yeah, really is. Anything you do or say will become the dust or tears of a forgotten age.
We are inspired by barbarians.
All right, Zuck, do you know who our next guest is? All right, for our next guest, we have Bioquinut.
Hi.
Bioquinut? Do you know about George Washington's latest advancement?
Who's George Washington? Yo, who even is this guy? Yeah, I mean, like, you're talking about George Washington. That sounds kind of like it's kind of a bad name.
I mean, it is the name of a state.
I mean, George is a pretty weak name as far as names go. I'm gonna have to give this guy a 5 out of 10.
Light to solid 5?
Decent 5. Definitely a decent 5.
So let me tell you about what George Washington recently did. He crossed the Delaware on December 26th and attacked Germans.
Wow. That sounds pretty cool, actually. Tell me more.
Well, you know, the Germans, they were having fun December 25th, and while they were recovering from all that fun, George Washington swooped in with all of his troops and killed them all!
Yes!
Do you ever find yourself grasping at grains of sand to stop the hourglass?
We're inspired by barbarians. Vote for the Temperance Party in this coming election. Ban alcohol. Kill those dang drunk Germans.
All right, Zuck, it's time to introduce our next guest, DeQuavius Caesar. Hey, DeQuave.
So,
How's it going?
same old.
You know, I was shooting the hoops the other day and
Yes, sir.
got a triple point.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Love you, DeQuavius!
You're so cool, man.
You could be like me one day.
Yeah, I hope. Anyway, have you heard about George Washington crossing the Delaware?
Kinda. Something about that.
Yeah. Well, you know who we advanced upon?
The hot Indian chick?
No, the Germans.
Oh!
The Hessians.
The Hessians.
The Hessians.
Yes.
Yes.
I heard about those.
The German
Aren't they
mercenary
like the
group.
pigs?
The mercenary group.
Yes.
For the British.
Mercenaries.
For the lobsterbacks.
Yes.
Yes. What do you think about that?
Cool.
It was a little bit rude in my opinion.
I mean, bro, they was trying to have fun. I think both sides. You know, it was a good game, good performance from both sides.
Yeah.
You know, the lobsters or whatever, they were dope, cool.
Yeah.
Whatever the other ones were, great performance.
Do you know how long ago this was?
Last season?
Yeah, like a day ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
A day is the same amount of time as a year, only 365 times shorter. The only thing that makes you understand the concept of time is your development compared to others.
You know, we're inspired by barbarians.
All right, Muckerberg, do you know who our next guest is?
I bet it's gonna be lame like the last one. The interview's not going well! You know, I've been doing some research, and I think this George Washington guy might actually be a real war criminal. You know, we should write to the United Nations and convince them to hold a war crimes trial. Probably in the Netherlands, or some gay country like that.
And our next guest is Shaquille O'Jordan. welcome, Shaq.
Thank
We
you.
love you, Shaquille O'Jordan.
Whoa. All right. So, what do you know about the crossing of the Delaware? Bud?
That was just yesterday, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. What do you know about it?
It was yesterday.
Yeah. It was December 26, 1776. Do you know who George Washington was attacking?
The Hessians.
The Hessians. After Christmas.
The dirty Hessians.
The dirty Hessians? They were just minding their own business.
They were, but they're still dirty.
Your tears and cries will be drowned out with the passage of time.
We're inspired by the
Barbarians.
Welcome back, I'm Ekel Brink-Lyovich. You know, Zark, nobody seems to know anything about Washington crossing the Delaware. Makes me so... You guys don't understand that George Washington is a war criminal! He just went and killed those Hessians like that! And now a song from our very special boy. Oh, how I wish I was there when good old Georgie crossed the Delaware. The English Reich that Christmas night could not believe their eyes when on that day George came their way and poked out all their eyes. Oh, how I wish I was there when good old Georgie crossed the Delaware. The English Reich, that moonlit night, could not believe their eyes when on that day George came their way and poked out all their eyes. Oh, how I wish I was there.
Great job, sweetie.